Alright, well here we go. Today's video, I'm going to be replacing the water pump on the MGB. Trying out a new camera today. I forgot my tripod, so yeah, we'll see how this goes. But there are 6 bolts that are around the radiator. I'm going to have to remove those so I can get access to the water pump. As you can see down here, it's rotted away. So yeah, let's get it going. Figuring out what size these are. It looks like they're 1/2 inch. Hopefully that's not too loud. All right. So now just this one last one on top, which looks like it's been, let's see what happens. All right. This top one seems to go to a brace on the driver's side, so let's see how that goes. Easy enough. Now, in a previous video, I did drain the system, so all right, well, there we go, easy enough. Ew, that's kind of grody. All right, so next, there are 4 bolts holding this little tiny fan on. So I guess let's see how those come off. I'm going to try to show you down here. There's the 4 bolts down here that I'm going to be taking off. Seven sixteenths. Yeah, it just pops right off. All right, cool. All right. Next, I'm going to move you guys over here so you can kind of hopefully see a little bit better. Let me adjust the camera. So now, as you can see, there's a bolt down here for the belt tensioner. The belt's pretty loose anyway, so I'll loosen that up, kick it in so I can take this belt off, and then I should be able to take this bolt off, and then this pulley. No, actually this pulley might just pull right off and I won't have to do that, but either way, here we go. Guess we'll just do it that way. That is looks like a fairly new belt. Still got writing on it, so I'll save that for later. All right. Now those look like 1/2-inch bolts. Yep. So there's 1, 2. There's a few that I got to take off here, so see how this goes. If I'm being honest, most of this stuff I'm probably just going to end up replacing anyway with new hardware, so well, I'm going to keep it kind of organized. I'm not too worried about actually keeping it. All right. I think I got them all. Now, fun part. I think I just have to maybe tap it with a hammer. Which I don't have. There we go. Let's go ahead and throw this down in here. Little. There. Lovely. All right. Well, that's removing the water pump. I'm surprised it still spins as freely as it does. So I guess now let's I will pause the video here really quick. Now I'm back. Got something to clean up this old gasket with. Yep. I don't think a razor is going to be enough to do it, so. Not even sure if there's a gasket on there anymore or not. Actually looks like maybe most of it made it. Made it off when I pulled. I guess. Yeah, that is just kind of nasty. Well, maybe there's... I honestly can't tell if there's still gasket on here or not. Well, I'm really hoping there's no more gasket on there. I can't really tell. Alright. Well, I'm thinking this is going to be cleanup for another day. Alright, well that's a future me problem, I think. Clean enough. Let's get the new gasket here. And a water pump. So, the other thing I'm going to do off camera here is I'm going to go ahead and look up the water pump torque specs. So I can at least hopefully do that part right. Let's see here. Gotta be torque spec somewhere in this manual. Let's see here. I'm starting to think just good and tight. Yeah, alright, well, there's no torque spec, so I guess good and tight's good and tight. Alright. Maybe there'll be something in the box. Nope. Alright. Alright, well, just a boring old paper gasket. So, put the gasket on the back there, slide her up in there. Kind of just a reversal of how you took it apart. But probably help if I get the right bolts first. And once I get those figured out, I am going to go to the bolts bin and get some new ones. So, what the heck? Alright, well here we go. Found the right one, so I'm going to go ahead and stop here, but as you can see I kind of cleaned that up. Alright, well I'm back. I got new bolts. So I can put this water pump on here. So yeah, so here we go. Now if I was smart, I'd remember where they all went, but So I think the two longer ones go here and here. I'll throw a shorter one here and here. Alright, let's see how I can tighten it down. Alright, let me grab a little extension. Now, I did start these by hand, for those of you that are probably wondering. Hopefully you notice. Now, each one of these I put a lock washer and a regular washer, just like they did from the factory. And then I just tighten these until they stop, but not like really reef on them, because obviously I don't know. Seems tight. Alright. Now I'll move you up here so you can watch me put that on, hopefully. Hopefully this camera's working out. I have no idea. It's a Insta360 X4 Air. So hopefully in edit I can get all the angles. New thermostat, nice and pretty. Digital with a, let's see, 180 degrees. I think it was the lower of them, so it would open sooner. I think these might have an overheating problem. I'm not entirely sure. Honestly, I did very little research before I bought this car. My girlfriend said, "Oh, hey, that looks cool," and I put a bid on it and I won it in an auction. So, kind of just how it goes sometimes. All right. Oh, there we go. New gasket. And since I'm removing the air pump, oh, that's not what I wanted. That's the slave cylinder. That one. Since I removed the air pump, I decided to get the housing without the mounting bracket there. I think it looks way better this way. I think you would agree with me on that one. Plus more new pretty stuff, right? Now, off camera, I did go ahead and chase these threads because they were pretty boogered up. I couldn't thread the stuff on by hand, so I wanted to make sure that everything slid in nice and easy. Okay, I would say that's good and tight. Okay, those are all tight. That's all tight. Okay, well, I guess let's see here. This goes through here, I think. Nope, that is not long enough for that, so I need to grab a longer bolt before I do that. But I can put the pulley back on first. I'll go ahead and do that. Oh, there they are. Oh, yeah. Let me... Let me move back down here so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. I'm just threading in the bolts on the fan here really quick. And then I'll just make sure this is up here like this. Worry about putting that on later. Alright. Let me see if I can get this figured out. Here. That is a 7/16. So let's go ahead. So it is the closer ones of the two, so it should be like that. Hopefully my hands haven't been in the way too bad. I think I get a better shot in here like this. Alright, that's that. And I think, other than, you know, there's a bolt that goes up here, a couple other odds and ends, that's how you change a water pump on a 1974 MGB GT. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you're watching it, thank you. I don't know how many people actually watch this, but thank you. And hopefully I will see you for the next video where I install the carburetors. I think I'll do that next. I do need to replace the throttle cable and clutch cable, and then yeah, then I get to start tearing into the hydraulics, so that'll be a fun time as well. Again, just want to show you guys what I'm working on. So again, thank you.